Hey, welcome to a new video. Despite the efforts of scientists, researchers, and historians, many things on our planet remain a mystery. Sometimes unexplained objects are found, and other times it's places that have never been discovered before. Are you new to this channel? Make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell. And before we start, also like the video. The WOW signal was a strong radio signal detected by a radio telescope called the Big Ear, located at Ohio State University. Telescope was part of a research program aimed at detecting potential signals from extraterrestrial civilizations. Jerry Amon, a volunteer in the program, detected the signal while reviewing the telescope data on August 15, 1977. The signal lasted for about 72 seconds and appeared to come from the direction of the Sagittarius constellation. The intensity and frequency on the signal suggested that it could be of extraterrestrial origin, leading Jerry to famously write, "Wow" on the document. Despite repeated attempts to detect the signal again, it was never reproduced, and scientists haven't been able to determine its source. Many hypotheses have been proposed about the cause of the signal, including a burst of cosmic noise or an eruption from a nearby star. Others suggest that it could be evidence of extraterrestrial beings attempting to communicate with us. This drone footage is very mysterious, as we see something or someone moving through the forest in Tennessee, USA. It's either a massive bear with powerful rage outbursts, or as speculated in the comments, it could possibly be the mythical creature Sasquatch. The strange thing about the video footage is that the trees are being shaken with superhuman force. But what could be strong enough to have such an impact on the forest? Many people believe it to be a gigantic Sasquatch. As you may know, Sasquatch is a legendary creature, said to inhabit remote wooded areas, primarily in the northwest of North America. It's often described as large, hairy, and ape-like, measuring up to 9 feet or 2.75 meters tall, and weighing 1,000 pounds or 450 kilograms. Whether this is a Sasquatch or not, it leaves you wondering what else it could possibly be. Do you have any other ideas? Let me know in those comments. According to science, dinosaurs and humans are separated by millions of years. But if we're to believe this cave drawing, dinosaurs and humans may have coexisted. The story of Angkor Wat Stegosaurus emerged in the 1930s, when a French naturalist named Jean-Léopold Nicolas Frédéric Cuvier discovered an engraving of a Stegosaurus on the walls of the ancient Angkor Wat Temple in Cambodia. Cuvier was known for his work on prehistoric animals, and claimed that the engraving was evidence that Stegosauruses may have lived alongside humans. The strangest part of all this is that there's no records of the Stegosaurus fossils ever being found in that area. The Stegosaurus was a herbivorous dinosaur that lived during the late Jurassic period, about 155 to 150 million years ago. While the Khmer civilization that built the Angkor Wat Temple flourished about 2,000 to 4,000 years ago. So how could these people have accurately depicted a Stegosaurus? Does that mean that dinosaurs only went extinct much later and lived alongside humans? Or perhaps they found fossils and based the cave drawings on them? What do you think? Let me know in the comments. Imagine stepping out of the shower and having a piece of ice crash through your ceiling, narrowly missing you. This happened on Tuesday, May 25th, 2021, at a house in West Wisconsin. The house was struck by a large block of ice that punched through the roof, leaving a massive hole. According to news reports, the ice block weighed approximately 13 pounds, or 6 kilograms, and narrowly grazed a man named Bélmez's head as it passed by. The man was inside the house at the time, and fortunately, he didn't suffer serious injuries. However, the impact of the ice caused significant damage to the roof and the interior of the house. The question remains though, how did the ice block fall from the sky and land on the house? It's suggested that it could be a phenomenon known as clear air turbulence. Clear air turbulence occurs when there's no visible clouds in the sky, but strong air currents cause disruptions in the atmosphere that can create pockets of turbulence. These pockets of turbulence can be strong enough to break off pieces of ice from planes or other objects and drop them down. One of the most famous reincarnation stories of all time is that of Shanti Devi. In her past life, Shanti claimed to have been a woman named Lugdi Devi, who lived in the Indian city of Mathura and allegedly died in 1925. At a young age, Shanti started talking about her past life and provided detailed descriptions of Lugdi Devi's life. Her claims gained much attention and eventually caught the eye of the Indian spiritual leader Mahatma Gandhi, who was impressed by the details of her story. She reportedly described the layout of Lugdi Devi's house, specific pieces of furniture, and even the names of some family members and friends of the woman. Many of these details were verified by researchers who traveled to Mathura and confirmed the people and places Shanti had described. Besides Lugdi Devi's life details, Shanti also described her own experiences of death and rebirth, claiming to have left her old body and entered a new one. Tree branches don't usually possess boomerang-like properties, do they? Well, if we're to believe this next video, a boy throws a branch over the edge of a cliff, and to his surprise, the branch returns to him like a boomerang. This event is quite unusual, as boomerangs typically have a curved shape and are specifically designed to return to the person who threw them correctly. It's possible that the branch was thrown at a certain angle and with a certain force, causing it to follow a parabolic path and eventually return to the boy. It's also possible that wind or other atmospheric conditions played a role in the branch's return. Additionally, it's worth considering the location and landscape of the cliff. Depending on specific geography of the area, there may have been certain natural features or phenomena that contributed to this occurrence. For example, if the cliff was situated in an area with a unique wind pattern or current, this could have played a role in the branch's unusual behavior. Do you have any ideas? Oscar was a therapy cat that lived in a nursing home in Rhode Island, USA, from 2005 until his passing in 2020. The cat was known for his unusual ability to predict the impending death of terminally ill patients. According to reports, Oscar would often sleep next to the patients who were about to die, and he seemed to prefer those with only a few hours left to live. His accuracy was noticed by doctors and nurses who observed Oscar's behavior. The story of Oscar has appeared in various news sources and scientific articles, sparking significant interest among researchers studying animal behavior. Some have suggested that Oscar's behavior may be due to his keen sense of smell, as cats are known for their strong sense of smell, which allows them to detect changes in a person's body chemistry. This photo captures the heartwarming and heart-wrenching moment when a woman scatters the ashes of her beloved dog. And to her amazement, the particles of ash in the air form the shape of a dog. It's worth mentioning that the shape assumed by the ashes is quite unusual and not often observed. Many people in the comments believe that it was the spirit of the dog wanting to show itself to the owner one last time before going to heaven. It could, of course, be a coincidence that the ashes happened to take the form of a dog, but it would require a lot of coincidence, including the timing of the photo being taken. The woman shared that the location where she scattered the ashes was her dog's favorite park. It's likely that the wind played a role in shaping the ashes in the form of a dog. But imagine if it were a sign from above. That would be truly incredible, wouldn't it? There's a phenomenon where some McDonald's restaurants have only one golden arch instead of the usual two, known as the Unibrand design. This may seem strange, especially for a fast food chain that's almost the same worldwide. However, the missing arch would not be due to a lack of funds, so what else could be this reason? While it may make you question reality, there's several reasons why some McDonald's locations have opted for this Unibrand design. Over the years, McDonald's has allowed its franchisees to request unique designs for their restaurant signs, leading to some unusual and creative designs. This has resulted in a wide range of McDonald's signs, some of which are more traditional, while others are quite unconventional. In November 2011, in a remote village in Russia, a farmer was busy with his daily tasks when suddenly an explosion shook his house. As the farmer stepped outside to see what had happened, he discovered a skeleton and the remains of a strange creature. Experts say that this could possibly be an unidentified creature that's gone extinct, but they had no idea where it came from. According to one theory, the unidentified creature could have emerged from the ice. However, after examining the creature, researchers and scientists became deeply concerned. They couldn't determine the origin of this creature, and some speculate that it might have been an extraterrestrial being. Others say that it could have been an unidentified extinct animal. But that still doesn't explain the story of the explosion and the sudden appearance of the creature outside his house. It's a very peculiar story, and to this day, it remains unclear what the mysterious creature was. The Georgia Guidestones is a granite monument located in Elbert County, Georgia, that has become infamous for its mysterious messages. The monument was erected sometime in 1980 and consists of 4 massive upright stones, each weighing over 20 tons. Engraved messages in various languages appear on each stone. The monument is also surrounded by 6 granite plaques arranged in a circular pattern. These messages are written in 10 different languages, including Arabic, Chinese, English, Hebrew, Hindi, Russian, Spanish, and Swahili. They contain a list of what is described as guidelines for humanity. such as maintaining a world population of 500 million and promoting a balance between nature and technology. The monument is associated with conspiracy theories, with some suggesting that it's a manifesto for a secret group of elite individuals. However, the origin of the Georgia Guidestones remains a mystery, as the identity of those who built it has never been publicly disclosed. In July 2022, it was reported that one of the stones was destroyed by an explosion, leading to a renewed discussion about the future of the monument and its possible meaning. A place you definitely wouldn't want to be is the house in Bélmez, Spain in 1971. During this period, numerous people witnessed the appearance of faces that seemed to appear then disappear, only to reappear on the floor of the house. The story began with Maria Gomez Camara, the former owner of the house, who noticed faces on the floor. After this incident, many people visited the house to witness the phenomenon themselves. The faces had different expressions, and some even appeared to be crying. The strange occurrence garnered a lot of attention and even became a tourist attraction. Many residents of Bélmez doubted the story and decided to visit the house, only to be terrified. Some paranormal investigators consider the phenomenon inexplicable, while others suggested that the former owner had a way to project images onto surfaces. However, this story dates back to 1971, when such technology was unlikely to exist, making it a rather chilling event. In video games, the term NPC refers to characters controlled by the game's programming code, rather than by the player. These characters are often used to populate the game world and provide other interactions to the player. In recent years, the term NPC has been used outside the gaming industry to describe people who seem to be living on autopilot, without engaging in meaningful interactions or showing much emotion or personality. These individuals appear to be going through their daily routine without truly experiencing it, just like a non-playable character in a video game. And this can be quite eerie when you encounter such people in real life. Some people attribute this phenomenon to various factors, such as the rise of social media and technology, which may encourage people to spend more time in virtual spaces instead of being engaged in the real world. Others suggest that pressures of modern life, such as work stress and financial worries, can alienate people from their surroundings and put them in a kind of robotic routine. How often have you come across someone on the street who you thought was an NPC? Let me know in the comments. Nostradamus, the famous French astrologer, is primarily known for his book, Les Prophéties, which allegedly predicted a multitude of future events. Published in 1555, the book contained 942 quatrains that were written in a cryptic and obscure manner, making the interpretation of their possible meanings a significant challenge. Nevertheless, there are many claims that Nostradamus successfully predicted various significant events that have occurred in history. For example, the execution of Charles I, the Great Fire of London, the French Revolution, the rise and fall of Napoleon and Hitler, the assassination of JFK, 9/11, the abdication of King Charles III, and the ongoing war in Ukraine. While there's much debate about the credibility of Nostradamus and his predictions, some have proven accurate enough to support his reputation as a seer. Let's hope the world doesn't end as he expected. While driving through rural New Hampshire in September 1961, American couple Betty and Barney Hill experienced something terrifying. The incident they went through is one of the most remarkable cases of alleged alien abduction in history. According to their accounts, as they were driving back from vacation, they saw a strange object in the sky that seemed to be following them. As they continued driving, the object flew closer and eventually landed in front of their car. They claimed to have seen several human-like figures in black uniforms come out of the object and approach them. Betty and Barney insisted that they were then taken aboard a spacecraft and subjected to various medical procedures. They described the beings they encountered as creatures with gray skin and large slanted eyes. After the incident, Betty and Barney experienced various symptoms, including nightmares and anxiety. Eventually, they sought help from a psychiatrist to gain a better understanding of what had happened to them. Even up until their deaths, the couple continued to maintain that they were genuinely abducted by alien beings. Quite creepy, don't you think? This next video shows a man being attacked from behind, but being saved by the appearance of an entity that seems to emerge within himself. However, the entity doesn't necessarily have to be an angelic savior. Instead, it's speculated that it could be a demon that has possessed the victim. The idea of spirits or supernatural forces is a common theme in many cultures and religions around the world. In many belief systems, these entities are believed to have power to influence human behavior, or somehow exert influence over the natural world. They can also be associated with specific geographical locations or objects. In some cultures, it's believed that powerful spirits or entities can possess people or grant wishes to those who summon them. What do you think exactly happens in this video? And can it be explained? Let me know in those comments. The Mary Celeste is a famous abandoned ship that was found adrift in the Atlantic Ocean on December 5, 1872. The ship was discovered about 400 miles or 640 kilometers east of the Azores by a British vessel called the Grotto, with no one on board. The Mary Celeste was on its way from New York to Genoa, Italy, carrying a cargo of alcohol when it was abandoned. However, there were several strange circumstances surrounding the discovery of the ship. The cargo of the ship was mostly untouched, and there was ample food on board, but the ship's lifeboat was missing, and one of the ship's pumps was dismantled. The cause of the crew's disappearance remains a mystery to this day, and it's given rise to much speculation and debate. Numerous theories have been put forward, including piracy and even an attack by a gigantic sea monster. What do you think happened to the crew? And what could have led them to abandon the ghost ship without leaving a single clue? What makes this tree so extraordinary is its exceptional ability to survive in extreme environments. The Salt Island tree, also known as the Sodom apple tree, is an iconic landmark located on the Israeli side of the Dead Sea. It stands on a small island entirely composed of salt deposits, surrounded by the famous salty and lifeless water of the Dead Sea. The salt concentration in the Dead Sea is so high that it's about 10 times saltier than regular seawater. But you may be wondering, how can anything grow there? The mysterious Salt Island tree is believed to be one of the oldest known trees in the world, with some estimates suggesting that it could be as old as 2,000 years. Despite growing in an environment hostile to most life forms, the tree has managed to adapt to its unique ecosystem. The tree produces a rare and highly sought-after fruit, known as the Sodom apple, which is used for its medicinal properties and believed to have various health benefits. The Hubble Ultra Deep Field is a groundbreaking image of a small area in space taken over an 11-day period. The image was captured using the Hubble Space Telescope, which was launched into low Earth orbit by NASA in 1990. It's one of the most famous and profound astronomical images ever taken, revealing thousands of galaxies that are believed to be among the earliest and most distant objects in the observable universe. The resulting image has become an iconic representation of the vastness of the universe and our place within it. It contains an estimated 10,000 galaxies, many of which are located at tremendous distances. Their light was emitted billions of years ago and captured by Hubble when the universe was much younger than it is today. In fact, many of the galaxies seen in the image are considered some of the earliest and most distant objects ever observed, some of them having formed only a few hundred million years after the Big Bang. A discovery in 2021 of a mysterious animal skeleton in eastern Turkey will send chills down your spine. According to reports, construction workers uncovered the nearly 3-foot or 1-meter-long skeleton in the city of Barney, located in Diyarbakir province. The skeleton is said to have large predatory teeth, leading to speculation about what kind of animal it could have been. At this time, there's no official identification of the animal, and experts are still studying the skeleton to determine its origin. However, there are several theories about what the animal could be. One possibility is that it's some kind of ancient carnivorous reptile, such as a dinosaur or pterosaur. Other possibilities include a type of prehistoric mammal or even a previously unknown type of predator. The discovery has caused excitement among both paleontologists and the local community in Turkey. Excavations and further studies are still ongoing to establish the true identity of this mysterious animal. Such discoveries are not uncommon in Turkey, which has a rich history of paleontological finds, but this one is certainly marked as one of the strangest. The story of the man from Taured is very mysterious and has since sparked much debate and speculation. According to the tale, in the early 1950s, a man arrived at Haneda Airport in Tokyo, claiming to be from a country called Taured, located between France and Spain. He presented a passport issued by Taured and other identification documents, but when the officials tried to verify his info, they found no evidence of Taured's existence. The man was detained while officials tried to clarify the situation, but he eventually disappeared from his hotel room, leaving all of his belongings behind. The story of the man from Taured has since become a popular legend, often cited as an example of interdimensional travel or parallel universes. There isn't much information available about this video, but a person was exploring a forest deep in the night when they spotted a goblin-like creature in the distance. These creatures are typically found in folklore, legends, and mythology, rather than scientific observation or analysis. Apparently in Pitcher, Oklahoma, goblins are often seen as malevolent beings. In European folklore, they are often depicted as small, mischievous creatures that live in dark places and have a willingness to steal or cause trouble for humans. In some cases, they are said to be associated with mines or treasure hoards. In some stories, goblins are considered helpful house spirits, similar to house elves. Some legends even attribute magical powers to goblins, such as the ability to shapeshift or control the natural world. What do you think this person captured on camera? And what do you think happened after the goblin noticed them? The Sumerians were an ancient civilization that existed in Mesopotamia, in what is now modern-day Iraq. They are considered one of the oldest civilizations in the world, and their culture thrived for thousands of years. This civilization was known for their advancements in trade, agriculture, architecture, and they developed a complex system of writing. The Anunnaki were a group of gods mentioned in ancient Sumerian mythology and texts. Here's where the mystery begins. According to the Sumerian story, they received all their knowledge from the Anunnaki gods. The theory suggests that the Sumerians acquired their advanced knowledge and tech by communicating with these divine beings. They communicated either through direct interaction or through dreams and visions. Advocates of this theory point to various artifacts and texts from ancient Sumerian culture as evidence that they obtained their advanced knowledge from the Anunnaki gods. They argue that such knowledge could not have been acquired by the Sumerians themselves and must have been transferred to them by a more advanced civilization. The story of Boriska Kiprianovich, a young Russian boy who claims to have lived a past life on Mars, has garnered worldwide attention. According to reports, Boriska began talking about his past life on Mars at a very young age and continued to share the story as he grew older. He claims to have lived on Mars as a pilot and had numerous experiences on the Red Planet, including encounters with extraterrestrial beings and advanced technology. He also spoke about an ancient civilization that existed there long ago. Additionally, he claimed that this civilization had advanced knowledge of the universe and was able to use consciousness to access other dimensions. Boriska stated that he traveled to Earth to continue his soul journey and somehow assist humanity. While Boriska's claims may seem unlikely to some, there are people who believe that this story may contain some truth. Supporters point to the remarkable detail and consistency in the boy's statements, as well as his seemingly deep knowledge. The ghost island of Bermeja is a mysterious island that reportedly existed in the Gulf of Mexico, off the coast of the Yucatan Peninsula. The island first appeared on maps in the 16th century and was said to be approximately 50 square miles, or 80 square kilometers in size. It was supposedly seen by sailors and fishermen in the area for centuries, and even investigated by the Mexican government in the 19th century. However, by the beginning of the 20th century, the island seemed to have vanished without a trace. Several searches have been conducted over the years, but no evidence on the island has ever been found. Since then, many theories have been put forward about what might have happened to the island. Some believe it sank due to volcanic eruption, that it was destroyed by a hurricane or other natural disaster, or that it was intentionally destroyed by the Mexican government for political reasons. However, others believe that the island never actually existed and that it was a ghost island, simply a figment of imagination of sailors and cartographers. The Enfield monster is said to be a mythical creature that multiple people reported seeing around the town of Enfield, Illinois in April 1973. According to eyewitness reports, the creature was described as being approximately 4 to 5 feet or 1.2 to 1.5 meters tall, with a broad, muscular build and hair covering its body. Its appearance has been compared to that of a baboon or a similar primate, with long, powerful arms and legs and a wide, flat face. One of the most notable features of the Enfield monster was reportedly its incredible leaping ability. Witnesses reported seeing the creature leaping and bounding through the woods and fields. Some even claimed it could jump distances of up to 20 feet, or 6 meters, or even more. While sightings of the Enfield monster were never definitely explained, there have been various theories about what the creature could have been. Regardless of its origin, the Enfield monster has become part of the local folklore in the Enfield area. According to the video, on December 18, 2009, extraterrestrial beings paid a visit to Russia. What makes the video credible is that it was published by recognized sources like CNN. The video shows a UFO in the shape of a large pyramid-like aircraft hovering in the sky above Kremlin. The object was reportedly seen hovering in the air for several minutes before disappearing without a trace. Many people in Russia and around the world were fascinated by the video and offered various theories about what the object could have been. Some believed it was indeed an alien spacecraft, while others suggested it could be a secret military technology. With the recent news reports about UFOs and the long history of sightings, this video, in our opinion, is one of the most credible pieces of evidence for extraterrestrial life. The 14 caves on the outskirts of St. Petersburg, Russia, have a long and legendary history, filled with mystery. The Sablino caves, as they are called, are of artificial origin and were formed through the mining of silica sand. It's estimated that the caves stretch for 43.5 miles, or 70 kilometers, although some suggest that they may be even longer than believed. Over the years, these caves have been used for various purposes, from hiding places for Soviet dissidents and local gangs to excavations for underground treasures. Despite the popularity of caves among adventurous types, rumors have circulated for years about the people who entered these caves that were never seen again. These rumors have undoubtedly contributed to the allure of mystery and danger, attracting thrill-seekers from all around the world. These caves are referred to as the Bermuda Triangle of Russia. Every year, some passages vanish, while new ones are occasionally discovered, creating a sense of uncertainty and unpredictability. This has led many people to approach the caves with caution, knowing that one wrong turn can lead to a disaster. The Curse of Timur's Tomb is a legend surrounding the mausoleum of Timur, a Turco-Mongol conqueror who lived in the 14th century. The mausoleum is located in Samarkand, Uzbekistan, and is considered one of the most magnificent examples of Islamic architecture in the world. According to the legend, an inscription was found on the tomb that read, "Whosoever opens my tomb shall unleash an invader more terrible than I." Initially, many historians believed it to be a myth devised to deter grave robbers from attempting to steal from the mausoleum. This curse supposedly prevented anyone from opening the tomb for centuries, until it was eventually opened by Soviet archaeologists in 1941. Shortly after the tomb was opened, Germany launched a surprise attack on the Soviet Union, leading to World War II. Many people believe that this may have been the evil curse Timur had warned about. The image in question was taken in Arizona and went viral on Facebook, with some viewers speculating that it could be a sign of the apocalypse. It depicts a dark-winged creature with spines on its head, leading some to say it's an extraterrestrial being or a demon. When it comes to myths and folklore, there are many different creatures and traditions that have their own beliefs and predictions about the end of the world. Many cultures and traditions throughout history have believed in the end of the world, or a time of great unrest and destruction, often accompanied by ominous signs or symbols. In some cases, these signs may include the appearance of winged creatures or demonic figures. Some stories feature winged creatures or demons as omens of doom or destruction. Typically, it's said that these are symbolic or metaphorical in nature and should not be taken as literal predictions of the future. But how can we explain what was captured on camera in this case? Could it be a creature that has descended from above? Now we're going to talk about the Men in Black. And no, we're not referring to the 1997 movie starring Will Smith. The Men in Black are said to exist in real life and have been a popular urban legend for decades. According to the legend, the Men in Black are a secret organization that investigates UFO sightings and other paranormal phenomena, covering up the evidence. These men are said to wear black suits, drive black cars, and have an intimidating presence meant to discourage witnesses from speaking about their experiences. Over the years, there's been numerous reports of encounters with these men, and some people believe they are real and actively working to suppress evidence of extraterrestrial life. The video you can see here shows surveillance footage of two men dressed in black suits and hats entering a hotel. They were looking for a man who was staying at the hotel and researching UFO sightings in the area. However, the man they were looking for was no longer present at the hotel, and the hotel employee later stated that the Men in Black did not appear to be real people. Another example of reported encounters with the Men in Black is the Maury Island incident in 1947. A man named Harold Dahl claimed that he and his crew had witnessed multiple unidentified flying objects in the sky above Puget Sound, Washington. After reporting the incident to the authorities, Harold claimed that he was visited by a man in a black suit, who warned him not to talk about what he had seen. Edgar Allan Poe was a 19th century American writer and poet. He is known for his dark and mysterious writings, often exploring themes of death and horror. The mystery surrounding Edgar was his own life and death. During his lifetime, he dealt with many personal issues, and the cause of his death remains a subject of speculation and mystery. Every year on the author's birthday, a masked man would visit Edgar's grave and leave 3 red roses and a bottle of cognac. Despite the tradition lasting for decades and attracting a small crowd of onlookers, each year no one has ever attempted to unmask the mysterious man. Over time, various theories and legends have emerged regarding the man's identity, with some suggesting that he was the spirit of Edgar himself. Others say he might have been a descendant of the author's family, but why he would wear a mask remains unclear. The tradition ultimately ended in 2009, when the mysterious individual didn't appear for the first time in decades. Since then, several individuals and groups have tried to continue the tradition or identify the original man, but the mystery remains unsolved. Who do you think the masked person was who was visiting his grave every year? The Piri Reis map was a famous early world map created by the Ottoman cartographer Piri Reis in 1513. The map stands out due to its remarkable accuracy and detail, especially considering it was made centuries before modern cartographic techniques. It originally formed part of a larger work, containing over 180 maps, charts, and portolanos. The Piri Reis map was rediscovered in the early 20th century, and has since been a source of fascination for historians and conspiracy theorists alike. The map is renowned for depicting Antarctica, leading some researchers to believe that the continent was already known to ancient civilizations long before its official discovery in the 19th century. The map shows Antarctica as a landmass with detailed coastlines, rivers, and mountains, without ice or snow cover. This is particularly noteworthy, considering that Antarctica was officially discovered in the 19th century, more than 3 centuries after the map was created. The map also stands out for its ornate designs and intricate details, including depictions of sea monsters, eerie creatures, and various cultural and religious symbols. Is it a frog, is it a worm, or is it both? Unfortunately, there's no explanations. What could the person have captured on camera here? At first glance, it appears to be a frog engaging in typical frog-like activities, such as hopping on a sidewalk, but upon closer inspection, it looks like a worm. However, there are various creatures that can be mistaken due to their appearance or behavior. For example, certain species of caterpillars are known for their jumping abilities and can be confused with worms or other small animals. Similarly, some frog species have long, slender bodies that can resemble a worm at first glance. But this video seems different, and it's not quite clear what we're seeing. There are certain types of worms known as spring worms, also referred to as crazy worms. They are recognized for their quick and jumpy movements. These worms are invasive species, originally from parts of Asia, and pose a problem in the United States. What's your opinion on what we're seeing in this video? Let me know in those comments. The Mandela effect is a phenomenon where a large number of people share false memories of a particular event or fact. The term owes its name to one of the most well-known examples of the phenomenon: the widespread belief that Nelson Mandela died in a prison in the 1980s, while in reality, Mandela was released from prison in 1990 and later became the first democratically elected president of South Africa in 1994. He passed away on December 5, 2013, at the age of 95, but many people have a different memory of this event. The Mandela effect remains an intriguing phenomenon for which no complete explanation has been found. Scientists believe it's likely to do with the complexity of human memory and how information is processed and stored in the brain. Some examples of the Mandela effect include the misspelling of well-known brand names, such as Jif peanut butter being remembered as Jiffy, and the misremembering of famous movie quotes, like Darth Vader's "Luke, I am your father," instead of "No, I am your father." Some people speculate that Mandela's death or the prison story is evidence of alternative realities or parallel universes, where events may have unfolded differently in our own reality. The Margate Shell Grotto in Kent, England is a unique underground chamber, accessible via a narrow staircase beneath a residential area. The discovery of the grotto is said to have occurred by accident. In addition to the millions of shells adorning the walls, the grotto also features a variety of intricate and mysterious symbols, including an 8-pointed star in a heart-shaped design. Over the years, various scientists, historians, and experts have attempted to decipher the meaning behind these symbols, but no definitive explanations have been found. It's believed that the grotto dates back to the 18th century. although its origin and purpose remain shrouded in mystery. One popular theory is that the purpose of the grotto is that it was once used as a smuggling cave. This theory is supported by the fact that nearly all of the shells found in the grotto are native to the British Isles, suggesting that they were locally collected and possibly used as a cover for smuggling operations. However, there are also other theories, including speculation that the grotto may have been a religious or spiritual site. If you ever have the night shift and step outside for some fresh air, this video might deter ya, especially if you live somewhere in Russia, where this video was captured. Out of nowhere, a mysterious and terrifying monster teleports onto the back of the first man and drags him across the ground. The man's colleague witnesses this and initially runs back inside. However, when he returns to take a look outside, he also gets attacked. The eerie aspect of this video's story is that both of these men were never seen again. Some people in the comments say it's a Wendigo that attacked them. The Wendigo is generally described as an evil spirit or creature that can possess a person's body. Folklore says that the Wendigo hunts humans, especially those who venture too far into the wilderness. Did the men in this video encounter a Wendigo, or are they just very skilled actors? What do you think? One of the most fascinating artifacts discovered in the tomb of the Egyptian pharaoh Tutankhamun is a sword made of iron. What makes the sword so special is that recent research has shown that the iron used to make the sword is of extraterrestrial origin, making it an alien material. The sword was found next to the mummy of the pharaoh by archaeologist Howard Carter in 1925. However, it wasn't until 2016 that researchers were able to conduct a detailed analysis of the metal in the sword. The result of the analysis confirmed that the iron in the sword was likely of extraterrestrial origin and came from a meteorite that struck Earth over 4,000 years ago. This finding makes the sword an extraordinarily rare and valuable artifact, as it's one of the few examples of ancient weapons made of meteorite iron. The discovery of the extraterrestrial origin of the sword adds to the mystery surrounding the reign of the pharaoh who ruled ancient Egypt. The term Anunnaki purse is used in a Sumerian mythology to describe a mysterious handbag that is often depicted in ancient artworks and engravings. The origin and meaning of the Anunnaki purse are not entirely clear, and over the years, various theories and speculations have emerged. Some believe that the handbag is a symbol of wealth, power, or fertility. Anunnaki were believed to be a group of gods responsible for the creation of the world and humanity. According to some scholars, the Anunnaki purse symbolizes the power and influence of the Anunnaki in human affairs. The handbag is often depicted in Sumerian art alongside the gods and other important figures. These significant figures often hold the Anunnaki purse, suggesting its importance. But beyond these depictions, the true origin and purpose of the handbag remains a mystery. The story of Pan Am Flight 914 is a popular urban legend that has been circulating for many years. According to the legend, a commercial airplane disappeared in 1955 and reappeared 37 years later in 1992. The crew and passengers were still on board, and they weren't aware of the passage of time. The plane took off from New York City with 57 passengers and 4 crew members on board, bound for Miami, Florida. However, shortly after takeoff, the plane disappeared from radar and was never seen again. The disappearance led to a massive search effort, but no trace of the plane or its passengers was found. Then, in 1992, the plane suddenly appeared in Caracas, Venezuela, with all passengers and crew members still on board. This has led people to suggest that the plane flew through a wormhole and ended up in a different reality. Have you ever experienced something that made you doubt reality? Let me know in the comments. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more videos we made, click one on the screen or take a look at the channel. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.